floor, Assis Moreira, Valor Econômico, Mr. President. I'd like to continue on the question. Okay, the question on China. We see as an international economy how the world is ever more fragmented, is more complex, full of uncertainties. I need him to speak closer to the microphone. I'm not getting his audio properly. If somebody could ask him to speak closer to the microphone, if possible, because I am missing his audio completely. If anyone could tap him, please. This is the interpreter. I can't hear him. Basically speaking, is a bit more normalized. So if it is normalized, I'd like to know, do you, sir, think that there is any need for any adjustment in Brazil's relation with the US and China? Is there a need for us to rebalance any of this? Or, and then just to add, Mr. President, sorry, and if you talked about China with President Trump at any moment. Let me just say something to you. Well, first, we haven't signed an agreement with the US, okay? What I said is we are going to arrive in an agreement, and I'm optimistic, and I think that this agreement will be signed, as fast as we can. And this has no implication Brazil's relations with China. Brazil is going to continue to have, its relations with China, with Malaysia. We're going to keep our relations as we have with the European Union without any problems. These are two completely different things, okay? I mean, there is no conditions for us to actually have an agreement, nor would I actually accept this kind of condition. And I don't think he a proposal accept conditions. The US, can have an agreement with whoever they want. It's the same thing with Brazil. This is a rule for free trade in the world.
Okay. All right. Let's do the following. We still have 6 names that came to us. 2 additional ones, and Danielle from Bloomberg, and then we will close. This was the agreement that we had with the journalists. Please. These were chosen by the journalists themselves. Good morning, President. I would like to go back to the subject matter of Venezuela. What expertise you could bring to the negotiations? What was President Trump's reaction when you made yourself at his disposal about the Venezuela crisis? And the second question, Indonesia was the first time that you mentioned to run the elections without conditioning that to your health condition. What has changed to you for you don't make this caveat anymore about your health care? Well, I shouldn't have said in Indonesia that I was running for the Brazil's elections for president next year. It was a mistake on my side. There's no vote in Indonesia for me, so I shouldn't have mentioned that I'm going to run for the fourth term. We did not deepen the discussions about Venezuela. I was the one that I raised the issue because the paper that I handed over to President Trump, I included Venezuela. I know the Venezuela situation very well. I know what's going on in Venezuela, and I think it's very important to be solved under a negotiation table, around a negotiation. What I said to President Trump is that Brazil has expertise because we did this already vis-a-vis Venezuela. And I was only 15 days in office when I took office in 2003, when we created a group of countries friends of Venezuela to solve the issue in a democratic way. We choose the Secretary of State of the U.S., Colin Powell in those days, and Spain, that was the first country in Europe to recognize someone who tried a coup d'etat against Chavez in Venezuela. And I remember today that Fidel Castro, you're selling out Venezuela to imperialism. And I told my friend Fidel Castro, I said the following: no, we're doing a negotiation. We're creating a group of countries, friends to defend democracy in Venezuela, not a group of countries, friends of Chavez. And to strengthen democracy in Venezuela, we need people that has respectability from the opposition in Venezuela. You can't talk just with one side of the fence. And I believe that it's necessary to find a solution for Venezuela. If there's the willingness to negotiate. And Brazil is interested that there should be no war in South America. We don't want wars in South America. Our war is against poverty, against hunger. And if we didn't manage to solve the hunger issue, how are we going to go to war and to kill those that are in hunger? And so I want to go to the bargaining table, and this is the suggestion that I present to President Trump. Let's start a negotiation table. We have the willingness to talk and to help on the Venezuela crisis. What we can't say is that you can't solve things on the basis of bullets. That's it. So thank you very much. Till the next press conference and take the next trips. Let the president leave first, please. Let's wait the president to leave the press conference hall.